Peter's denial and repentance. The mob that had arrested Jesus hurried through the quiet streets of the sleeping city.
A young man, wearing nothing but a linen cloth over his bare body, was following Jesus. When the mob seized him, the young man, startled, left the cloth behind and ran away naked.
The mob then took Jesus, first to Annas, the former high priest and father-in-law of Caiaphas, the high priest at that time.
The priests and the elders of the Pharisees wanted to find a charge in Jesus that would allow them to put him to death. For the Jews, the greatest sin was blasphemy against God, a sin worthy of death.
But since the authority to carry out a death sentence belonged to the Roman government, they could not condemn Jesus to death merely for blasphemy.
If there was any evidence that he intended to start a rebellion against Rome, that would be the surest way to execute him. For this reason, Annas, who was older and more cunning than Caiaphas, was more suitable for the task.
To find such evidence, Annas questioned Jesus one by one, what teachings he had given to his disciples, and what plans he had.
Jesus knew Annas's intentions and answered,
I have spoken openly to the world. I always taught in synagogues and the temple courts, where all the Jews gathered. I said nothing in secret. Why do you question me? Ask those who heard what I said. They know what I spoke.
When Annas did not receive the answer he wanted, he became confused.
At that moment, one of the officers standing nearby struck Jesus on the cheek.
Is this the way you answer the high priest?
The servant of the high priest had struck the cheek of Jesus, the Son of God. But Jesus did not become angry. Calmly and solemnly, he said,
If I said something wrong, testify to what is wrong. But if I spoke the truth, why did you strike me?
Since Annas achieved nothing, he sent Jesus to the high priest Caiaphas, where Caiaphas, the scribes, and the elders had gathered.
They desperately sought evidence that would allow them to sentence Jesus to death that very night. Many came forward with false testimony, but their words did not agree, and no substantial evidence worthy of death was found.
Finally, 2 men came forward and falsely testified.
This man said he could destroy the temple of God and rebuild it in 3 days.
Jesus had once said,
Destroy this temple, and I will raise it again in 3 days.
But at that time, Jesus was speaking about his own body, the true temple.
Even to this accusation, Jesus remained silent.
Do you not answer? What is this testimony these men are bringing against you?
Yet Jesus stayed silent, as foretold in the book of Isaiah.
He was oppressed and afflicted, yet he did not open his mouth. He was led like a lamb to the slaughter, and as a sheep before its shearers is silent, so he did not open his mouth.
I charge you under oath by the living God. Tell us if you are the Christ, the Son of God.
Yes, I tell you the truth. From now on you will see the Son of Man sitting at the right hand of the Mighty One, and coming on the clouds of heaven.
Then the high priest tore his robes and shouted,
He has spoken blasphemy. Why do we need any more witnesses? You have heard the blasphemy yourselves. What is your verdict?
He must die! He must die! He must die!
The act of tearing his priestly robes was something a high priest was forbidden to do. Such an act was deserving of death. Yet, while committing this very sin, Caiaphas accused Jesus of blaspheming God.
Among the disciples who had fled, Peter and John came back following Jesus from a distance. John knew the high priest well, so he entered the courtyard of the high priest with Jesus.
The priests knew that John was a disciple of Jesus, but because they hoped that John, upon seeing Jesus being judged, would abandon him, they allowed John to enter and witness the scene.
Peter stood outside at the gate alone. John went back out and spoke to the servant girl on duty, and she let Peter in.
It was cold, and the servants and guards had made a fire, and were standing around it to warm themselves.
Peter stood with them, warming himself. Then one servant girl, staring intently at Peter as he sat by the fire, said,
"You also were with Jesus of Nazareth, weren't you?"
Peter's heart pounded.
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't understand what you mean.
At that moment, a rooster crowed, but Peter did not realize it.
As Peter walked toward the gate, another servant girl saw him and said to the people there,
"This man was with Jesus of Nazareth."
I told you, I don't know the man.
A little later, those standing nearby came to Peter and said,
Surely you are one of them. Your accent gives you away.
If I am one of them, may I be cursed. I swear, I do not know the man.
Just then, the rooster crowed.
Peter suddenly came to his senses, turned his head, and at that moment, Jesus looked straight at him.
In Jesus' gentle face, as he looked at Peter, Peter saw deep compassion and sorrow, but not even a shadow of anger.
Then Peter remembered.
Before the rooster crows, you will deny me 3 times.
He ran outside and wept bitterly in repentance.
Today's story is about Jesus being interrogated by the high priests, the scribes,
And the elders.
Jesus suffered greatly at the hands of many, yet he endured to save humanity. Even Peter denied him 3 times. But even in this heartbreaking moment,
Jesus looked at Peter with eyes full of compassion.
that same Jesus is looking at us today with loving eyes. So even when we make mistakes, we must return to Jesus.
repeat after Jesus.
You will see the Son of Man
You will see the Son of Man
sitting at the right hand of power
Sitting at the right hand of power.
and coming on the clouds of heaven.
and coming on the clouds of heaven.
Matthew chapter 26, verse 64.
Matthew chapter 26, verse 64.
Well done. See you again next week.
Goodbye.